share a file, it drops down. You can move it around the screen, so if you want to move it out of the way and look at that and look at me, you can do that.
Andrew, can you turn your mic up a little bit? Your volume level's low.
Oh, sure. There we go. Is that better?
Yes,
Should be, yeah.
perfect.
We've been able to handle up to 8 people on video. So if you could have another 8 people and the windows would get smaller and you'd have 2 rows of 4. We could have more than 8 if beyond the 8 people are on audio or text. Okay. So the idea is to be able to multitask while you're talking to people, and particularly when people are on video. We've designed the interface so that people are generally looking more directly at each other as they would in a real world meeting. I think that's important because if you're going to have an effective meeting with people anywhere, people should be looking at each other, and the experience here is you're looking at each other across the table, just like you would in the real world. And I used to make movies in Hollywood, so I felt it was important where you're looking in relation to the camera, and I've designed the interface that way. I think it's a big problem with any solution that's out there now is that people are looking all over the place, and what's the point of being on video if you're looking at somebody who's, looking off like this? You want to say to them, would you stop looking over there, would you look at me? So cross-device, we can have one person on video on a tablet, but iPads are limited by the processors right now. It's not our issue, it's simply the way that Apple has designed the iPad. But the next generation of iPads and other tablets are going to have better processors that allow for multi-point video. I can give you one World Virtual, I just can't give you 8 people on an iPad, but I can give you one. And because of the limit of the processing power and the problem with Flash. But having meetings on TVs or a conference room where it has a large smart TV, that's the future of telepresence. I've had meetings on TVs in Sony stores and in my own living room all over the world. We're talking to Panasonic now about having meetings on, talking to their airline division. They have 70% of the monitors on airplanes. If you all are flying to Beijing, my question is, why aren't you having business meetings? You could, if the plane has Wi-Fi. What you need is the interface. And then the question is, if you're in a meeting, what can you do in the meeting while you're talking to somebody? Can you take notes? Can you launch applications? It is possible. So that's why Panasonic. Sorry. I was on a flight last year from on the East Coast to Chicago, and I Skyped a friend in Paris, so I know it's possible. You got to market it to people, and you've got to give them an interface. So this is what I'm talking about: a customizable experience in terms of a tool set. You should be able to have multiple things open at the same time while you're communicating, and you should have it accessible all through one window. And you should be able to move that around so you got a workspace off to the left and the right while you're talking to people on the center wall. And you don't have to be on video. You all could be on audio. You'd have a black screen. It would say, I'm giving you a guest account, but it would say, David Ellerby, Houston. It would have a picture of you if you've provided a picture of yourself. And I'm hearing you, and I'm looking at your window. So you're represented on the wall, even though you're not on video.
We have people who are on audio could still see the people on video.
That's right. And everyone can see the same thing. It's just that if you're not on camera, I just see a black window with your name and where you are and your picture or an audio icon.